So we are looking for some rainfall Wednesday overnight into Thursday. We're talking about predominantly an after midnight system here. And if you guys have watched my posts over the last couple of days, you will notice as I have total precipitation expected pulled up here for you to look at that chances for rainfall, even slight, are working their way to the west. Predominantly northwest over now northeast Kansas. So let's take a look. These are slight amounts, but I think we will see just a little bit of rainfall up here in northeast Kansas, maybe around 7/100ths of an inch, maybe over that 1/10 of an inch mark the closer you get over to the St. Joseph area. I think the greater Kansas City area will see just a little bit in the way of sprinkles, probably around 6/10 to an inch, maybe 6/100ths of an inch rather, maybe over to around a 1/10 of an inch as you get north towards Liberty. So as we work down the I-49 corridor in western Missouri here, not so much, maybe around 2/100ths of an inch in this entire system. So heavier amounts are definitely going to find the eastern part of the state. So we're talking about over here around Rolla and points to the east before you get over about a 1/2 inch mark. So this will be another low pressure system that centers up here just south of the Canadian border, works its way east and a little bit to the southeast Wednesday overnight into Thursday. It's going to bring us two things for our area in Kansas and Missouri. It's going to bring us wind first, then rain, and then more wind. Actually, then more cold wind. That's how it's going to go. That's the big picture. But let's go ahead and put some timing on this. You can see that, let's stop it here about 11 p.m. tomorrow night, Wednesday night. Do you see some bands of light precipitation getting started out here pretty much north of I-70 and going to take over Hayes area here by about, what time is that? That's about midnight. So between midnight and about 6 a.m., I see some bands of light precipitation with just a few patches of moderate rainfall working their way over towards KC. So between 4 and 5 a.m., you can expect the light rainfall to get started in KC all the way out to Topeka, pretty much covering up the I-35 corridor before 5 a.m. as well. So this is an early morning event, pretty much working its way over Kansas City and points to the south. So down here by 7 a.m., looking at commute time on Thursday morning, just think we will have some light showers all the way up and down the I-49 corridor, still picking up Kansas City, continuing up the I-35 corridor up towards Bethany, where we may start to see some mixed precipitation work its way in up there around the Kirksville area. So a little bit later on in the morning, here we are 9 o'clock Thursday morning, and this is pretty much starting to work its way out of here. Do see stronger bands of precipitation, possibly with some thunder. There may just be a little bit of instability to work with to give you some thunder rumbles down here around the Highway 60 area, headed towards Mountain View, picking up Rolla, kind of in this northeasterly direction up here towards Wentzville and Troy. That will be all before noon on Thursday morning. So do see a little band with possibly some snowflakes. This will be very light. This will just be windy. If anything, working its way through Bethany, Trenton, and Kirksville. This will be as late as 4 p.m. on Thursday. So like I said, first the wind, then the rain, and then the wind. So let's take this step by step with the winds. Here is Wednesday afternoon, and we're up to about 3 p.m. where eastern Kansas and western Missouri, not noticing too much of anything going on. Out in western Kansas, the winds will pick up sharply. And as we work over towards the 6 p.m. hour on Wednesday, you will feel strong wind gusts first in eastern Kansas, possibly up around 30 miles per hour, gonna work their way all across the area. Strong Wednesday night here about 9-10 p.m. where we may see 44 mile per hour wind gusts up here in northern Missouri, around 40 miles per hour possible in the Kansas City area, and 40-41 everywhere else as well. So expect a windy night overnight Wednesday. This goes well past midnight, doesn't start to dissipate, and that's not going to last long until Thursday morning when all that precipitation moves through. And then the winds will change direction. I'll show you that here in just a second. And then look at this, Thursday morning, look what the winds start doing as we head towards Thursday noon, pick back up past that precipitation. So look at all this. We're back up, not quite as strong, I don't think Thursday, but Thursday all day. Expect some really strong wind gusts out here in central Kansas, just off to the west, possibly 53 mile per hour wind gusts out there, 40 mile per hour through the rest of Kansas, down to 30 and 31 in Kansas City and west central Missouri. Thursday afternoon. Expect some stout gusts to punch their way through before things start to finally drop off, working towards 10, 11 o'clock on Thursday night. So we start off Wednesday afternoon with winds out of the south. That's what this chart is telling us here. That's what's enabling all that precipitation to wrap its way in, to draw up from the Gulf. And then look what happens when the precipitation moves over. This is Thursday morning. Watch what happens as that moves through. The wind changes direction. It's going to be out of the north-northwest for Thursday, bringing a much colder, much drier wind across the area for Thursday. So aside from the rain, here that is in an extended forecast for you. Overnight lows tonight should drop down to about 30. No big deal after what we have been through. Going to feel like 56 degrees tomorrow for Wednesday. Another awesome day in store, but it will be windy. Same with Thursday, only up to 54. So Thursday night over into Friday, that stout cold front moves through. That is going to be a significant temperature drop down to 21 overnight low, picking up Friday morning. We will bounce back pretty nice, 48 and 57 again for Saturday.